Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGig webinar series, our endeavor to impart techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight to various domains. The topic of today's session is standard-driven, distributed and interoperable content management systems using Java, J2EE and web services. Our guest speaker today is Jayashi Tangirala, Program Manager, Educational Testing Services, ETS USA. Jayashi brings 19 years of experience in IT industry as well as academia with special interest in application of cloud computing architectures, machine translation, semantic web and machine learning technologies to BFSI, healthcare and education industry. A technical product manager, she combines her technical knowledge with business acumen to implement strategy-driven, cutting-edge products. So without further delay, I introduce you all to our guest speaker. Over to you, Jayashree.
Hello and good afternoon, friends. Welcome to this session of creating an e-learning architecture. We will be focusing on using J2EE and web services. So, my request to all of you is please save your questions till the end, and there will be some time when you can ask me all your questions regarding this presentation and the content that we have discussed in this presentation. Now, this design that we are presenting is an architectural design. So today we will see an overview of an e-learning architecture which is standards driven. That is, it will be standardized and globally applicable and works towards a global connected e-learning environment. Starting off with the presentation, today we will be looking at the traditional methods of teaching using paper-based books, limitations of these teaching methodologies, and then we have dependency on availability of a teacher and so on and so forth. Till date, maybe about 2000 or so, the method of teaching was largely paper-based, on paper-based books, paper-based and paper and board-based books, and you need to have a teacher in order to teach your class or take your class. There were a lot of limitations in this kind of teaching methodology. The main limitation was the physical limitation, where every student had to congregate to one classroom or one room where the teacher takes the class. Plus, there was also a limitation of the number of books available. Sometimes the books got so bulky, there were a number of volumes to be printed of the same book. And there were other dependencies, like whether a teacher is available on a particular day or not. The more specialized a subject, the more specialized the teacher's skills would be, and it is harder to find a teacher to teach such a subject. Apart from these limitations, there was other such limitation, like it could not be widespread education. For example, in the rural areas of the countries, Asian countries, for example, Vietnam or India or China, you could not find a teacher who would go into interiors of a rural area to teach the children there. So education had become a limited scope. It was limited to those fortunate few who were located near the schools. And not everybody could afford to go and study to a faraway school. It could be monetary limitation, it could be physical limitation, distance, etc. So education had become a privileged process. But slowly, with the onset of the internet era, people started discovering that we could use the communication technology, internet and communication technology in education. This has been pioneered, especially in Australia, using the education system there, and then it caught on to other countries also, including United States, Europe, and now all over the world. Now you can see slowly the spread of education through internet or videos, or like we are doing just now, webinars. So we will look at these platforms first that are actually existing, and then we will move on to the topic of what is the standardization and globalization of these platforms. So first we will go to the existing need for this standardized learning architecture. Slowly, as